getting applications here and there, especially some of them made up, some lies, some for you. You at this point is for you to now sift, right? You sift through some of those applications, and then you gather the ones you feel like, oh, these ones are, they have potential, they have what I think we'll be needing. Then you gather those ones, and then you prepare an interview, right? And of course, you also know that you need to reach out to them earlier than earlier before the time of the interview. The interview could be virtual, it can be physical, it doesn't matter. You reach out to them, and it's very important for you to know that the interview process is, for me, the most important. Not even for me, I think it's the norm. It's the most important stage of hiring the right human resource. So this is the stage where you get to bond, through having conversation, asking questions. Even though the fact of the matter is that most of the time at this stage people are nervous. You're nervous. You don't know what's going to happen. But then, of course, it's for the person at the other side to let them know that, you see what, just chill. We're here to have a conversation, depending on what happens, though. And so it's actually necessary for you to reach out to them, let them know that, oh, there's going to be an interview at this date, be ready. So just to chat, and I don't want to miss something also. And depending on the kind of business you're running, though, some might want to have stages, like 3 stages. Because I remember sometime last year, a top tier law firm was trying to get associates to work for them, and what they did was they knew that, of course, there will be tons of people, everyone wants to get paid, that kind of thing. And then one thing they did was to put out a test. And then also, they put out the test, and of course, even before putting out the test, well, some of them would state, at least 2-1, second class or upper. But this one I'm talking about, they really won't specify. You first fill a survey where you state, oh, I came out with a 2-1, I came out with a 2-2, whatever it is you came out with, and then you proceed to the test, and then from the test to interview, maybe where you now meet with the stakeholders to actually have one-on-one with them, right? So the whole essence of what I'm trying to say is that the interview stage is very necessary. This is where you get to meet, that person you are trying to bring into your company to work with you towards actualizing the goal of the company, right? So now that's the interview stage, very necessary. Now after doing that, you want to follow up with the candidates. You want to make a job offer. So of course, everyone you interviewed will not necessarily be the ones you choose to work with you. You'll have made your choice based on certain criteria, and then it's for you to now reach out to even those who are not going to work with you. Reach out to them to let them know that, what, thank you for coming, we really appreciate your presence, blah blah blah. For those of you whom you'll be wanting to actually join you on the team, of course you'll be presenting a job offer to them, of course. And the other person, of course the applicant can choose to say, well, you know what, I don't really like this salary, can we raise it? And then you negotiate, because at the end of the day you want to have a win-win situation, right? Like, it has been proposed over time, it's not my thing, it's the norm. We need to arrive at a win-win situation, a win-win circumstances where both the person, the applicant, and then the employer, they reach a playing ground, a level playing ground of they agree to the amount which you'll be paying after rendering your service to the company, right? And then of course, after following up and reaching out and giving out your and giving out the job offer, sending your job offer to the person, you want to conduct a background check. And as a matter of fact, let's even be real here. Most of the time, firms before the interview stage actually go through the background check. They do the background check before the interview stage. They look at the person, they go on social media to see if they can find the account, see what the kind of person he is, the kind of, especially Twitter, in today's world we have people saying things, behind their phones, they type in, they just type and tweet terrible things, and they just do the background check to see what we bring into the table, what we bring into the team, right? Who is this person? Aside being talented, how are you in your personal morality and all of those things? You want to look at some of those factors, before finally bringing the person into the team, right? So, of course, once you do some of these things, you bring the person onto the team. Of course, it doesn't stop there. You try to introduce the person to the team. If you have an existing team member, you introduce them. Oh, can you meet this? Can you meet? Can you meet? You give details. The person, they exchange pleasantries. Of course, you're trying to build a team, a family of people that actually work together towards achieving the same goal. So you want to ensure that what you do that part as the leader, as the founder of the company, you want to ensure you do that. And of course, the orientation, you need to go through orientation, on core values of the firm, of the business, expectations of the business, what you're trying to reach out for, the value, the goal, their job responsibilities. You keep restating it. Of course, you can also assign them a mentor, depending on the circumstance. You assign a mentor that will be, looking out for the person, that the person can directly report to. That, oh, please, I'm stuck here. What do you think I can do here? What do you think I can do here? And then, of course, you constantly train your employees. You constantly train them towards achieving the best. You're not just training them for your business. You're training them for what could come afterwards. They won't always be with you forever. But when they are living, what are they living with? Are they living the same way they joined you? So adding value to them as well, training them, so that, of course, customers out there that are receiving your services and your products are able to get, it rubs off on them eventually when your staff are well trained. The kind of product and services you produce, you churn out, would reflect that level of training. And when they actually even leave, they leave better than they've joined you, and they can keep telling the story of how they joined you and how you changed their lives, right? So these are some of the things I think you need to do while starting out. Some of the things you need to bear in mind primarily when starting out in creating that business of your dream. By trying to get the right human resource. Like I said, it's not easy to get it right. It is not easy. I'm telling you, it's this very thing. Like at this point, like up to this point, as I speak to you currently, it is not easy to get the right human resource. The person that actually fits into the goal of the firm, of the business, it is not easy. And even when you get them, you need to keep resounding the goal of and the vision of your company so that it sinks. You don't just say it once and then you go sit down somewhere and then you forget about it. It's something you need to resound every time you have the opportunity of meeting with the team. You keep telling them, don't forget, our goal is to do this, our vision is to do this, is to achieve this and this and this. It keeps sinking down into the subconscious of the team members, and at the end of the day, you're able to achieve excellence and optimum results. So that will be the end for today's episode. I hope you're able to get one or two things from today's episode. This is primarily to drive your business forward, right? So that you don't, at the end of the day, you start and you crash. No one wants anyone to crash. So I really wish you the best as you take the step towards, sorting for, take the step towards reaching out and trying to get the right human resource for your business. And I really hope you do find those you're looking for. And when you do find them, please hold on to them. Train them, give them the best of the best. Let them have access to benefits, possible benefits. Hold on to them and just go through the pain of giving them, sacrificing all you need to sacrifice to hold them, to keep them to yourself and build a relationship with them. And I really wish you the best.